everybody? Welcome to Mystics MMOs. I'm your host, Mystic Raven. Alright, so, for all the people who might be new coming to my channel and checking me out maybe for the first time or whatever, I want to be clear about only one thing in this video as I ran a random, just pissing off. I'm a jerk. Okay? I'm a jerk. Okay? I have been a private tester for some of the top companies in the industry. Private. Alpha stage, development stage. I have done so much stuff in the MMO industry as far as ground up in what was conceptual in staging development and whether some games came to fruition or not. That's neither here nor there. But I've told people I'm a former elitist, meaning I've completed some of the hardest content in some of the craziest games, hence the word former. I don't really worry about that now. I just play. And I am a jerk. I will dissect a game left and right, up and down, in every element that I possibly can. So I don't want anybody who's like, well, this game's different. You know what you can do? Shut the fuck up. You are not telling anybody other than yourself that bullshit. You're not telling me that bullshit. I can promise you that. I can promise you that. I have way more experience than the majority of you. So you're not telling me a fucking thing when it comes to that type of shit. Okay? I mean, am I always right? No. No. I mean, we're all human. We all make mistakes. I have always admitted my wrongs. Actually, I look forward to them, if you don't know. But when it comes to anything else, I typically don't give a shit. I usually play... when I'm learning a class, I try to pick up as much as possible what's going on with the class mechanics. I then dissect things like builders, static DPS, how the builders apply additional DPS, additional third-party buffs, things like that. And for me, like, I don't know how to say this. I almost want to apologize for the people who don't know me, because it is a little bit, much when you meet me. It's a little overwhelming for anybody. Hell, it's overwhelming to my own family at times, the way I am. So most of the time I just keep to myself, because I can't keep my opinions to myself, if that doesn't make sense. Because I hate ignorance in anything in life. In anything in life, like if I'm not a person to talk about something I don't know. That's just the way I am. So, if somebody talks about something they know, well, then I want to listen. I listen. I pay attention. Why? Because I want to learn. These people have way more experience than I do in certain fields. And if I'm not one who knows about that type of thing, then typically I'm an observer. Now, somebody be like, well, you haven't done this in this game. Listen, I have played more MMOs than majority could ever have imagined. I mean, literally, I've been doing this since the launch. I did mods before an MMO. Okay? So I'm telling you guys, I have every goddamn game I've ever been to. If the Holy Trinity is present, if it's present, and that means a tank, a healer, and a DPS, the fundamentals, majority of the time, are consistent throughout the gaming industry. It doesn't fucking change. Okay? Just let that be known. Alright? And if anybody wants to criticize me, you can criticize me all day. But if you're going to try to strip away from my knowledge, I'll tell you what I told the ESO community. Good fucking luck. It's never going to happen. I have way too much than majority of other players would ever dream. So, am I a jerk? Absolutely. Am I ignorant? No, I can't afford to be ignorant. Ignorance is bliss, and believe me, I haven't been happy in forever. Once again, mitigation. Why is mitigation important, Mystic? Well, I'll explain why. One of the things about mitigation is it helps healers' resources, and you're about to see. The more I can mitigate, right, the less healing a healer has to do. And that's important. Now, whether a healer is going to DPS in this game, I'm not getting into that debate. I'm just going to state the obvious. The more I mitigate, the more resources a healer has at their disposal. My primary job is not fucking DPS, and it never fucking will be DPS. I'm a tank. Okay? Get over it. If you want a DPS, here's my recommendation. Try rolling a fucking DPS. If you want to be a tank, and you want to be an efficient tank, then know your place. Hold on. DPS looks good. Maintaining my resources on DK is way more important than fucking dealing damage. And if you know your shit, you'll do that fine. Now, if I want to, like, drop grit, for example, use that, push in a little bit more, I can do that. But it's always going to go back on, I promise you that much. Oh. Done. Another reason to have grit. Not only mitigation, aggro. Okay? Look. Completely forgot about that other ad. So as I seen him on the background, I was able to establish aggro a lot faster. Why? Because I'm using fucking grit, you dum-dums. Okay? Oh. Okay, we had some technical difficulties. I don't know what's up.
Savages. There is nowhere to run. Enough. Can you withstand this?
Fully resisted. look, if I want to go ahead and... I can just go back on here. They got the magic back.
In the name of the Emperor! Well, well.
All right. Now you notice my healer isn't running out of fucking resources. Why? Because I'm a fucking tank. Okay, just for God's sakes, guys. Everybody go, oh, it's different when you're in a, you know, pre-made. I imagine it is. You know, but a main tank's job is always going to be the same. God dang it, people. If I ever prove you guys wrong, I will shove shit down your throat so goddamn bad you don't even understand. And I do it. I do it. That's my job. My job is to prove you all wrong and eat fucking humble pie. I serve humble pie in my existence. I eat it, thus I serve it. And believe you and I have shitloads of it to give to you. Drawing them back. There it is. Come on, come on. What? Oh yeah, I'm frozen. Forgot about the Chimera. It's like, alright, come on. want to drop this off now? I can reintegrate my grit. You can do whatever, right? But you have to be aware of the pros and cons. You have to be aware of that. Don't feed new people bad shit. Let them get the fundamentals, right? And let them, like, I don't want to teach people bad habits, okay? And there are times that players don't think about what they're doing in the streams. Like, they're like, oh, I can do this. Well, what's your healer's resources looking like, right? What are you teaching people bad habits, right? Are you teaching them that? Because if you are, then shame on you, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Just do not teach people bad habits, right? As they progress, then they're going to know when they can drop off their mitigation, when their healers can sustain, when healers can throw a dot or get some damage in between, you know, any shielding effects. But you don't want to teach people bad habits and saying, oh, well, your primary objective is to increase the DPS. No, no, and no. That is not a tank's primary objective, ever. And by making that statement, you're just friggin', you're confusing players that are new to an MMO, let alone a game. Okay? Stop that. Stop that, for God's sakes, people. Like, the DK has to sustain, right? No matter what. You want to go ahead and teach them the fundamentals. Grab the aggro, pull it away, throw up your mitigation, reduce your healers having to overheal when they don't need to. Spectrum, can you please service your nodes? Oh, they'll use... Okay, I'm having some technical difficulties due to my ISP. Sometimes my ISP in the mornings is doing some stupid shit. I'm about to call them and bitch. Why am I paying all this money for fucking crap? Let's just service it. It's just, all you have to do is service. Alright. Hopefully I'm still in the group. If not, whatever. Typically they'll wait. And I will apologize. See? And when you're doing a good job as a tank, the party will wait. Now, I love this community. I will give it up to this community every day. I really like the community, man. Right? I really like this community. So regardless of whether or not I agree with anybody, I like the community. that. Another reason to have your grit. Sometimes you can't keep the aggro, right? You just want to maintain. Now see how I got him turned away? Okay. The littlest things, man. And see, the healer's sustaining so much better. He's not dropping under a half. Why? Because if he has to focus any type of mass healing, he doesn't want to bottom out. Bottoming out in MMOs is a real thing. If you bottom out, your whole party's fucked. They're screwed, right? So as a healer, you don't want to bottom out ever. You always want to try to sustain as much as possible, but you're a healer. You're going to push out a ton of, you know, magic. You're going to use a lot of resources.
Darkness shall consume light.
I don't know if this guy's aggrable. I don't think he is.
Your light shall burn no more.
No, you're...
Damn
Now,
this
if for
frail
some
flesh.
reason... I'll stack it.
You have meddled enough.
There we go. Good shit, healer.
Chaos shall reign forevermore.
Oh shit. Hate this part.
You'll not defeat me again.
Turn him. Now look, I can drop the grit. And then I can put the grit back on. I'm a Shrieky. I'm a mini-me. Yay. At least I still have my one ability. You can't hurt me, you big meanie. Ow. Telling my mom. Okay, once again, I can drop that off. Bring it back up. Throw up the reduction. Get out of the AoE. Get out of that black hole, too. Oh, big meanie. Okay, I do not want to get hit when I'm a shrunken mini. Typically, I'd be grabbing these balls. But while I'm mini-me, I do not. There we go. Now I can grab balls. Gonna grab the balls. The healer got blown up at the end. Okay, there you guys have it. Said and done. End of the day. Right? Got to get going. And I'll leave you off with this note. I'm a jerk. Okay? I'm not going to sit here and pretend I'm not. I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, I'm just this nice guy. But, you know, at the same time, I'm not going to call out people unless I have called out people. All right? But those were really desperate times under very, very, very extreme circumstances. So, I will say this, and I will say this. I'm not here to be toxic to the community. I'm not here trying to tell you how to play a game. I'm not here to basically be the face of Final Fantasy XIV. That's not my agenda. My agenda is just to play a game, and if I can help anybody understand anything, and if it helps them, kudos, great, awesome, that's cool. But other than that, you know, play. You know, it's trial and error. You know, what works, and here's my motto. This is my creed. What works for you might not work for me, and what works for me might not work for you. Just know that majority of the times the people who've come up to me have been, who thought they understood something, back the fuck down really quick. If you're going to come to me, you better have your shit correct. Okay? You better have your shit correct. Because if it isn't, you're going to get hammered. Really bad. I don't mind being wrong, but just make sure you have it correct. Because, you know, it's just like, hey, man. And it's one thing, because when people come to, when people approach anybody, they have the sense of like, oh, well, he knows. He thinks he knows. I'm about to show him. That's their attitude. So my attitude is in kind, you know, is returned in kind. It's like, oh, okay. So you know something I don't. Oh, absolutely. You've been feeding people bullshit. Oh, okay. Let's see how this goes. And we'll do a stream, we'll do whatever, and we'll see how it goes down. Majority of the time, 95% of the time, people back the fuck down. Once they get like thrown out like that, and they get ran over. I didn't throw them under the bus. They literally just laid down in front of it. I didn't have to throw them. They just literally laid down, prepared to get, unaware that they were laying in the middle of a street and while it was getting run over. And it was like, look, man, you put yourself in this position. I didn't put you here. You put yourself here. You are the one who approached me. So I don't feel bad for you. And I'm not going to take it easy on you, especially if you're a content creator. If you're a content creator, I will definitely smack you harder than anybody because there's an expectation there, right? There's an expectation. So I'm not trying to be toxic. I won't approach you. I won't be toxic to most players. Majority of the players, I pay with respect, right? It's only until people talk shit that I'm like, no, homie, it's not going down like that. So there it is. There it is. Am I a jerk? Absolutely. I'm a jerk. I'm not a person. I don't have a filter. I'm not going to bite my tongue. I'm not going to do any of that. I'm going to show players fundamentals. Very good fundamentals. They're going to understand what couple little things that they can do to make their gameplay more enjoyable. How they can maintain their resource management. How they can do little things, right? What's capable, what isn't. You know, I'll let a player push themselves to their limits, right? That's what this is what this channel's about. This channel is about literally streaming and showing me pretty much learning a new game. I've only been here for 2 months. But the fundamentals I've had these fundamentals for way longer than some of these kids. Some of these now men and women were literally like in diapers when I was their age. When I was a little bit younger than them, they were in their diapers, if conceived at all. So just understand that. Understand where I'm coming from. You know, I've put in my time, man. I'm in my 40s. So I will pretty much bring that experience. Pay respect to your elders, ladies and gentlemen. All right. I'm out. Once again, I want to thank everybody for watching. I'm Mystic Raven. This is Mystics MMOs. And as always, thank you. Have a nice day.